This is Cutting Down the Nets. It is Friday, December 10th. It is a small slate today. And then tomorrow, 100 games. It's coming, baby. College basketball is back right as college football is coming to a close. Let's take a peek at yesterday's results. Oh, God. We did get Iowa State plus 5.5. The Fran McCaffrey defense looks to be back, my friends. As a Hawk fan, I could tell you that I saw that coming. Then let's talk about this fish play that I made. It's absolute fish. I grew gills and saw bait, but actually jumped into the boat and then used my fins to open the live well and then climbed in there myself without any help. So I took Purdue minus 13.5 on a flu rumor. Yeah, that's right. There's the fish play of the day. Don't take big favorites on the road in conference play, especially at the rack. I know better. I said it yesterday. But there was this buzz around, the younger guys had the flu. Now the older guys have the flu. And what do you mean by older guys, Steve? Older guys like Ron Harper Jr.? Older guys like Cliff, Paul? So I was anticipating a Oklahoma State, Iowa State COVID situation from last year. Remember, Iowa State had like 6 players. I don't know if any of them were on scholarship because the team basically was sick. And the goal here was to lock in a 13.5. The news would break during warm-ups, and everyone would be like, oh my God, no one's playing for Rutgers. And we would cruise. And in hindsight, I think I need to either sit it out or wait for the news and not buy the hot rummer. If you wait for the news, you're gonna lose a little bit of value. You might, if you really want to play it now, you might be grabbing a 15 at Rutgers. But if they were missing 3 starters, oh daddy. So, swing and a miss. Texas, coin flip game. It opened as Texas favored. The line moved towards Seton Hall, and it kind of fell into my window. And I'm a Chris Beard guy, so I went for it. Overall, on the year, we are 56.1%. And the last 7 days, despite kind of a rocky road there, 31-18. So basically, we run the model, narrow a pool, identify risk, place wagers. So what that looks like on a Saturday, I've already run the model for Saturday. It handicaps 100 games in approximately like 3 minutes, which is awesome. You then go game by game, compare it to KenPom lines, which is a different script, and look for value. Narrow that pool down. So 100 games then becomes 30 to really look at. And then from those 30, you identify risk and make some decisions. So let's go into today's slate. First game, Loyola is at Vanderbilt, and I didn't see much value there. Murray State, Memphis. So I have Memphis by 3. KenPom has them by 10. Torvik by 8. And the line is 11, as you saw on the previous page. I locked in a 10 yesterday. Afraid the public would be ready to bet against this Memphis team, but I guess not yet. I mean, dude, this is an AAU team. Sloppy, yelling at each other. Coach hates the players. Everyone's thinking about themselves. It's a weird situation. Will it right? Maybe. So even if this was just a narrative play, I'd be like, I'm betting against that team. And this is coming from a guy who has a Memphis future at 50-1. Thought the ceiling was there. I basically saw an elite defense that, man, if they could just be competent offensively, we're in great shape for them to get a high seed, get a good draw, and maybe make a run. They have the talent to. But using this year's data, it's not there. So I think the key is if Murray can turn them over, that will lead to a little more infighting. But overall, I see value here. Obviously, I bet Murray at 10. And you're going to get a better number if you agree. So rock on Chicago. Vermont and Brown, even if you took away home court here, I have this just as a super close game. So I will take Brown over possession over the Catamounts. Monitoring Appalachian State and Furman. I don't know. It's close. We'll see. I don't love it. Don't hate it. Both teams are actually like fairly good. So I mean, fairly good for App State and Furman. Let's not get carried away here, but they are middle of the spectrum teams, like I don't know, mid 100s, not bottom 2, bottom 300. So could be a competitive game. Army and NJIT was actually kind of close. I passed on that. Not much else, but let's get to Cal State Northridge and North Dakota State. I am going to play and have played Cal State Northridge. The line is 11. Ken Palm said 9. Torvik said 8. I said 5 based on recent data. These teams are bad, and Cal State Northridge is not a good basketball team. But I'm expecting like 64 possessions here, maybe less. So you have a super slow game. So you're asking one of those bad teams to at least be efficient enough to cover 11 in a low possession game. Another thing to note here. Look, when you're dealing with bad teams like Northridge, is it 3-point variance or are they actually awful? Not shooting the three well, but how poorly? Last 3 games, 5 out of 40, which I know I could do from half court. Like give me 40 cracks from half court, I'll make 6. I promise you. So that is where I am looking today. So to recap, looks like all dogs. Murray State. I have 10. You'll get 11 if you want to do it. Cal State Northridge and Brown. And then I'm taking a peek at App State. But monitoring hasn't got me anything lately. Just pull the trigger is what I'm saying if you want to do it. There was games that I sat on yesterday that ended up working out very well. And had I just pulled the trigger, would have won some bets, but I got greedy and then the number didn't come that I wanted. And I don't know, good discipline, I guess, but not much fun. So that is Friday's slate. Tomorrow, like I said, at least 100 games, and we're going to rock and roll. I'll get some content out today. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck on this snowy Friday night from Minneapolis.